Su-35 is a designation for two separate, heavily upgraded derivatives of the Su-27 flanker. They are single-seat, twin-engine, super-maneuverable, multirole fighters, designed by Sukhoi. The first variant was designed during the 1980s, when Sukhoi sought to upgrade its high-performance Su-27, and was initially known as the Su-27M. Later redesignated Su-35, this derivative incorporated aerodynamic refinements, with increased maneuverability, enhanced avionics, longer range, and more powerful engines. In 2003, Sukhoi embarked on a second modernization of the Su-27, to produce what the company calls a 4++ generation fighter that would bridge the gap between legacy fighters and upcoming 5th generation Sukhoi PAK-FA. This derivative, while omitting the canards and air brake, incorporates a reinforced airframe, improved avionics and radar, thrust vectoring engines, and a reduced frontal radar signature. The Lockheed Martin F-35 Lightning II is a single-seat, single-engine, all-weather stealth multirole fighters is undergoing final development and testing by the United States. The fighter aircraft will be in service till 2050. The Pentagon began the F-35 program in 2001 with an aim to develop a cost-effective replacement for the U.S. military's F-15 and F-22 fighters, F-16, F-18 bombers and reconnaissance aircrafts, and 8 enclosed air support warplanes. Apart from the United States, the United Kingdom, Italy, the Netherlands, Canada, Turkey, Australia, Norway and Denmark are also part of the program. The 9 major partner nations, including the U.S., plan to acquire over 3,100 F-35s through 2035, which, if delivered, will make the F-35 one of the most numerous jet fighters. In this video we will compare the latest version of Su-35 with F-35A, that is the Air Force version, on the following aspects: performance, stealth and radar, weapons and electronic warfare, cost and availability. And provide an unbiased conclusion based on the analysis. Number 5. The Su-35 is designed to be a air superiority fighter. The design has been perfected over the years, starting from Su-27. It is considered to be one of the most maneuverable fighter aircraft ever designed. While the aircraft maintains a strong superficial resemblance to the Su-27, the airframe, avionics, propulsion of the Su-35 have been thoroughly overhauled. The two engines feature thrust vectoring capability. The TVC makes the aircraft highly maneuverable, capable of near-zero airspeed at high angles of attack without stalling, and dynamic aerobatics at low speeds. The engine gives the Su-35 supercruise capability, that is sustained supersonic speed without the use of afterburners. F-35 is not designed to be an out-and-out air superiority fighter but is expected to perform many missions including ground attacks. It lacks agility when compared to fighters like F-22 Raptor or Su-35. The need for the small F-35 to carry a heavy range of internal engine, fuel and weapons has resulted in what aviation experts labels as high wing loading. Essentially, the wings are small in relation to its weight and this impedes maneuverability. F-35 has a sluggish rate of climb when compared to modern fighters. It also has not demonstrated the ability to pull off 9G turns, though design and contract specifications call for 9Gs. Till now, tests showed the pilot could pull no more than 6.5 Gs in hard defensive turns. It has a single engine and it does not have supercruise capability or thrust vectoring. From the above analysis we can say that Su-35 has a definite advantage over F-35A, in terms of raw performance. Number 4. The Su-35 was not designed to be a outright stealthy fighter, though Sukhoi has incorporated many design aspects to reduce its RCS or radar cross-section. Radar-absorbent material is applied to the engine inlets and the front stages of the engine compressor, to have the SU-35's frontal radar cross-section, RCS. The canopy was also modified to deflect radar waves. One big problem is that, it is a big aircraft, making it harder to hide from radars. The RCS of SU-35 is about 1 square meter, which makes it way less stealthy than F-35. F-35's simplified airframe is far less of the stealth shape found in the F-22, but it's still one of the most stealthy aircraft. Simplified airframe implies a much greater reliance on radar-absorbing materials. The F-35 has a RCS of about 0.1 to 0.01 square meters. Its performance against different types of radar are as follows. Both aircraft haven't got IR stealth, and will be detected by IRST, infrared search and track. The F-35 uses an APG-81 ASA radar, which is able to track a 1 meter squared target in 150 kilometers. The much larger flanker's RUS is able to track a 1 meter squared target at ranges of 260 to 300 kilometers. Both aircraft have the ability for infrared search and track. But the long-range capability of the F-35's DAS is not as good as of the SU-35's OLS-35. The SU-35 can track the F-35 at approximately 90 km using RUS, and at 40 km using its IR sensor. But the F-35 will easily lock on at the non-stealthy SU-35 at 150 km with its APG-81. This gives the F-35 a great advantage, since it will get the first look. Number 3. The SU-35 can carry 12 missiles on external hardpoints. A question often asked is why are Sukhoi flanker variants equipped to carry between 8 and 12 BVR missiles? The answer is a simple one. So they can fire more than 1, 3 or 4 round BVR missile salvo during the opening phases of an engagement. In this fashion the aircraft being targeted has a difficult problem as it must jam, decoy, and outmaneuver 3 to 4 tightly spaced inbound missiles. Even if we assume a mediocre per-round kill probability of 30%, a 4-round salvo still exceeds a total kill probability of 75%. The Su-35 will also be able to impart more speed or altitude to the missiles when compared to F-35. F-35A carries a maximum of 4 beyond visual range, BVR, air-to-air missiles. It can carry 6 missiles externally, but that will make the aircraft unstealthy. The U.S. Air Force claims the F-35's advanced radar will see the enemy aircraft first and be able to take it out with one of its 4 long-range air-to-air missiles. But BVR kills are still the stuff of dreams for fighter pilots, and are quite rare. In fact, the reliance on the radar acquisition and air-to-air missiles can prove suicidal, as indeed it was once upon a time. During the Vietnam War, the U.S. Air Force was so smitten with the concept of BVR combat that the first F-4 fighters were armed only with missiles. But after it was realized that BVR missiles have a low hit probability, the Americans reintroduced cannons in the F-4. Moreover, the F-35 does not have the speed or altitude to impart as much launch energy to the air-to-air missile as the Raptor can, which means the missiles will have less range when fired from F-35. F-35A is expected to carry the following missile for air-to-air combat. Su-35 is expected to carry the following missile for air-to-air combat. The next aspect is EW or electronic warfare. F-35 also has a EW suit. Advanced electronic warfare capabilities enable the F-35 to locate and track enemy forces, jam radio frequencies and disrupt attacks with unparalleled precision. All three variants of the F-35 carry active, electronically scanned array, ASA, radars with sophisticated electronic attack capabilities, including false targets, network attack, advanced jamming and algorithm-packed data streams. It should be able to jam some R-77 missile or its derivatives. SU-35 also has advanced electronic warfare suite. The addition of the electronic attack, EA, capability complicates matters, because the SU-35's advanced digital radio frequency memory jammers can seriously degrade the performance of rival radars. It could also blind the onboard radars found in American-made air-to-air missiles like the AIM-120. Keeping all the above aspect in consideration, this round goes to SU-35. Number 2. The SU-35 costs around $65 million per plane. The F-35 costs around $110 to $120 million per plane and is still undergoing development. It's a big plus point for SU-35. The cost has direct impact on numbers that can be acquired. For instance, Japan currently has 100 F-15, but it will replace them with about 70 F-35. Another aspect is availability. The U.S. Air Force averages around 70%, which is pretty decent, but when it comes to stealth aircraft the figures nosedive. This is mostly due to high maintenance requirement of the RAM or radar-absorbing material, which is required for stealth. The U.S. Air Force's super-secret B-2A stealth bomber has an availability rate of just 46.7%. And America's most expensive fighter, the F-22, despite its $350 million price tag, has a fleet availability rate of only 69%. So let's take this into perspective. Say for the Japan's Air Force, just 49, that is 70% of planned fleet of 70 F-35s is expected to be battle-ready at any given time. The Su-35, like most other fighters of Russian origin, are known for simplicity and robustness. They are not much dependent on radar-absorbing material and hence don't have the RAM management issues. The expected availability of Su-35s will be around 75%, so let's get into calculation with a fixed budget. Air Force A gets 200 Su-35, Air Force B will be able to get 110 F-35s for the same budget. Air Force A will have about 150 Su-35 ready, whereas Air Force B will have 75 F-35A battle ready. So basically there will be 2 Su-35 in sky, for each F-35A. This provides a distinct advantage to Su-35. Number 1. The Su-35 and F-35 have been developed with different design philosophy. Su-35 is an intermittent solution before Russia's fifth-generation fighter pack F-A is deployed, and the focus is on aerodynamic performance and air dominance. The stakes for F-35 is higher, as it will be backbone of U.S. and partner nations till 2050. Here the focus is on stealth and multirole capability. F-35 will get the first look, and is expected to neutralize some Su-35 and BVR or beyond visual range, though the percent may be low at 20 to 30%. As the fight get in VR for visual range, the traditional aspects of the aircrafts comes to fore. F-35 has some chances of dodging incoming R-77 missiles or its derivatives, though it is handicapped by its aerodynamic performance. Su-35 has advantage in VR combat and has better chances of dodging AIM-9 or its derivatives, due to its superior aerodynamic performance. Also, given the higher number of missiles available to Su-35, it will have more chance of getting a hit in VR combat. It is very hard to predict the result of a one-on-one fight. The result will depend on many aspects. We believe odds are 50-50. But owing to fact that two SU-35 will be available against each F-35, the SU-35 has a definite advantage. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this. Hit the like button if you find the video interesting. Kindly provide your feedback in the comment section, this will help us improve. The Lockheed Martin F-35 Lightning II, which is a single-seat, single-engine, all-weather stealth multi-role fighter is undergoing final development and testing.